How much is the health care?
It's $111 a month.
Okay. To not allow her to see her son.
But she doesn't help me take care of my son.
Now $789.79 for one child.
Rather than I should be able to spend time with my son and actively be in his life.
Okay, you don't have to necessarily like each other, but so do you have any other questions? All right, if there's nothing further, you all are dismissed. Okay, Mrs. Armstrong.
Yes, Ms. Judge.
Okay, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Well, Miss Tally over here, we decided to have a baby together about 3 years ago. And we got a divorce. And now I just need her to pay some child support.
Okay. Well, you guys are going through a divorce, right?
Well, yeah, sorry, we're going through a divorce. I wish it was over already. But I have been paying health care for a long time, ever since the baby was born.
How much is the health care?
It's $111 a month.
Okay.
Mrs. Armstrong walks into court with a demand her ex needs to pay child support. But this isn't your typical case, it's a battle between two moms. She's been paying health care since day one, but now she wants financial help. Is it justice or revenge? Stay tuned, it's about to get emotional.
How much is the health care?
It's $111 a month.
Okay.
This baby is 2 years old. We've been together for about 3 years, and I just, that's a lot of money.
Okay, and you want her to pay child support?
And I need that money.
Okay, she needs that money. You don't want to pay that money?
No, ma'am. Instead, I want to spend time with this child. She's not allowing me to see my son, Alex, for the last year and a half.
Okay.
I mean, I have an amazing 2-year-old son that I'm being denied access to see. And I do not believe that I should be paying child support. Rather than I should be able to spend time with my son and actively be in his life.
Okay.
He doesn't want her money, he wants his son. For a year and a half, she's blocked him from seeing Alex. But today, he's done begging. His voice shakes with emotion, torn between love and legal obligations. Will the court side with a heartbroken parent or a mother holding the key to visitation? What happens next stuns the courtroom.
Rather than I should be able to spend time with my son and actively be in his life.
Okay. Is there a reason you have not been allowing her to see Alex?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a reason for that?
Well, Judge, I feel like time is not money. And,
Well, stop. Hold on. It's not money. But you would agree with me that she is the mother, right?
Yes.
Okay. And would you want for her to deny you access to Alex?
Well, it would be
It's
different.
a yes or no?
No.
Okay, then. So, you do not have a reason to not allow her to see her son.
But she doesn't help me take care of my son.
Now,
With the courtroom silent, she finally admits it. She's been denying Alex's other mom visitation. But when the judge presses for a reason, her logic falls apart. Her words contradict her heart, and her credibility begins to crumble. What's her true motive, and can it be justified?
to not allow her to see her son.
But she doesn't help me take care of my son.
Now, financially, we'll get to that in a moment. She's not going to have a choice if the child is living with you primarily. Is that what's
Correct.
going on?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And how often do you allow her to see him at all?
No.
Okay, now that's going to change today. You do not have any authority to do that. You do not have it both ways. You can't say, I want her to pay this money, but at the same time, I don't want her to see our son. It doesn't work like that.
Well, once she starts paying me some money, then she can also start seeing the son.
Well, they don't go together.
Okay.
The judge slams down reality. You can't take the money and deny the child, zero contact. That ends today. The courtroom erupts with tension as the judge lays down the law. Will she comply or fight harder to keep Alex away? The next moment will change the case.
Well, they don't go together.
Okay.
But the possession to a child has nothing to do with paying child support. You do not decide that. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because in a different court, you could actually be held in contempt for that if you all had a court order and you were denying her access to your son. You understand that, right?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Now, as for you, you'll be able to see your son, but you do understand that you have to pay child support as well.
Absolutely, yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you do not have any objection to paying
No,
child
ma'am.
support. Okay, so you heard that, right? Okay, all right. So
Possession isn't a punishment and child support isn't optional. The judge's voice turns firm, warning her of contempt if she keeps playing gatekeeper. He finally agrees to pay support, but does that mean she stopped using Alex as leverage? The court isn't done yet.
Okay, so you heard that, right? Okay, all right. So it seems like money is what's important to you, not necessarily her having a relationship with the child. That's right, right?
Yes.
And that's sad. And it's very sad that you admitted it. Okay, so you turned in some tax returns up here. I have your gross at $6,000 a year. And how many children? It's just Alex, right?
It's just one. Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any other children outside of Alex?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So that brings your net down to $4,789.79 for one child.
When asked what really matters, he chooses money. The judge looks heartbroken as he confesses it out loud. She reviews his income, and the numbers don't lie. It's not about parenting. This is about payback. And it's sad. The next bombshell, how much he really owes.
$789.79 for one child. And then you do have to reimburse her health insurance because she's
Absolutely.
been paying it. You're okay with that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, you don't really have a choice, so, okay. Plus the 111 comes out to $1,069 a month.
Okay. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
All right. Do you have any questions about that?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have any questions about that?
No, ma'am, Miss Judge.
Okay. Why do you have this smirk on your face?
Oh, I like those numbers. Judge Rhonda. Judge Rhonda.
Sad. She's not going to have to come back in here and say, you know, she's not letting me see my child or anything like that, is she?
That's the final number, and he actually smiles about it. But the judge isn't impressed. This isn't a game. It's Alex's life. She warns, don't come back here crying about denied visits. Will he finally take his role seriously or fall back into conflict?
She's not letting me see my child or anything like that, is she?
So when she sees the child, do I have to be
no.
around?
That's a no, because you're not going to do that, right? You're going to let her see the child.
Do I
Yes.
have to be around her when she comes? She has to come pick the child up, like for a weekend.
Yeah, however she picks him up. Okay. I mean, you guys have a child, so you should be able to be cordial with each other to some extent. You don't have to necessarily like each other, but
He tries to dodge her again. Do I have to be around when she picks him up? He asks, but the judge isn't having it. This is about Alex, not your discomfort. Co-parenting isn't optional, but will they ever act like a team? Their next response will tell all.
you don't have to necessarily like each other, but
It has
you
to
do
be
need
able
to
to
let her
benefit the
see.
child.
Huh?
It has to be able to benefit the child. I mean, you have to look at Alex's best interest in his life. He needs both of his moms. As like, you can't just deny one.
What's the
I agree
least
with that.
of amount of time that I can let her spend with my child?
You know what? We're not going to go there. You're going to let her see him, and that's the end of it. You have your money, right?
Yes.
Okay, then. So do you have any other questions? All right. If there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
Asterisk, this isn't about pride. It's about Alex. The judge makes it crystal clear. She will see her child. No more games, no more excuses. He got the money, now she gets her rights. As court adjourns, the lesson is clear. Kids deserve both parents. If you felt this story, don't forget to like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe for more real courtroom drama. Because every child deserves a chance at balance.